Go. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Accelerate Your Wealth. And we're in the 21-day program, and we're in class 4. So welcome. Hope there are some miracles to report, and I know there's been a lot of nice shifts happening. We just finished our phone call, and that was super fun. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. We got to do that more in classes. I'll see if I can figure that out, how we can actually chat about personal needs, and I can hear your voice. It's really nice. Adelia was baptized yesterday, and she's had company all weekend. Her grandparents and her uncle left about an hour and a half ago. She's pretty overtired, so I'm hoping that we got our little prayer that she'll get through this class in grace and ease. We have a wonderful clearing for everybody today. I know you're going to love it. It's a big clearing, and it's just going to continue to move us and everything into a better space. Let me see here. And here we go. So we're going to look at, and we're going to do the Love Wisdom Creed, and then we're going to do our clearing chant, and then we're going to switch screens, and we're going to go to our wealth clearing. You're not going to switch screens, I am. Okay, so let's start with the Love Wisdom affirmation. I am free to live a life of spiritual freedom and full self-expression, liberated in love, gratitude, and mastery. In this body, here and now. My spirit is limitless. I am responsible for any limits I experience in this body and have complete access to the divine through prayer and contemplation to release myself from any bonds, human bonds, I have worn as spiritual clothing that no longer resonate with my essence. Vakaratunda Makaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Devo Sarva Kayeshu Sarvada Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parad Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatiye Swaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And let's pop over to, we're doing it on 2 different screens here, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the clearing, and then we'll do a demonstration on the quantum pump. So that's next. So our clearing today, right permission and ability to create in alignment with your highest purpose, live in a state of grace and ease, releasing and relinquishing struggle and strife, create from the no matter what, in grace, discipline, natural, creating structure, habitual excellence, and being able to sustain what you are creating, removing domination, suppression, and control. And you can see it's yet another one of those super big lists that we're going to be clearing today. And I'd like you to be clearing with the quantum platter. So we can go ahead and start doing the platter. And I'll come on and just demonstrate that for you guys. And our apologies. She's just a little overstimulated from so many wonderful people loving her up. So the quantum platter, hey, here we are, we're on. Can you help? Can you help mommy? Help mommy? Yeah, there we go. And so the platter is this movement, a hand forward and palm up, except we're going to do it in a gentle way. Exactly. That's right. Yes, you can help show everybody. Yes. Yeah, you want to help show everybody? Go ahead. You can do it. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to be doing the platter today. The quantum pump goes like this. It's okay, sweetie. You want to pump with Mama? Pump with Mama. Can you see Mama pumping? Yeah. So that's the quantum pump. The elbow down at the side, tucked into the waist, and the palm and hand dropping forward. Fingers loose and relaxed. Double pump both hands. The elbow at the sides, same way. Yeah. Okay, sweetie. Up we go. Up. Should we go up? Up. 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 And that's Adelia's wealth acceleration. She likes up. She likes up, up, up. That makes Adelia happy. And think about happiness is so easy for a baby, right? I mean, that kind of feeling of soaring for her. She likes zooming. She likes her swing, rocking her. She likes to go. And so if she's going up, she's happy. And for us, you know, we've got to bring in our mock-ups, we're going to be bringing that joy. Actually, we're doing the platter. We're bringing that joy into that simple joy, that happiness. You saw that she got the big smile on her face when Mommy went up with her. That same kind of happiness into our mock-ups. And so when you have that kind of energy of, yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happened. That's where we're really getting traction on our mock-ups. And I hope some of you, I had a great month. Our business is up, as a matter of fact. This is the highest month of enrollments and tuitions and bookings in 7 months. So we're doing good in our mock-ups here on this plane, and I'm hoping that you guys are also doing great on your mock-ups. By the way, it's winter here. So it's very, very cold at night, and there's snow on the mountaintops, amazing. And then it's 75 during the day here. So it's nice and toasty outside here and sunny and gorgeous. Okay, so hi, Leanne, Diane, Angelise, to the fearless leader and fellow journeyers, that's sweet. And Nellie, hi, and Jan, and Philippe, and B, and Saval. Oh, welcome, and I see many more of you on between the phone lines. I think we've got most of the students on between the phone lines and live stream. So do sign in, let me know that you've gotten here, if you can. And if not, not to worry. I know I'm aware of the phone lines also. Now let's see. Okay, good. All right, so we've got a few people on the phone line. Okay, sweetie pie. I'll check one here. Okay, good. And then we're going to go back now to our clearing, and we're going to be working on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful clearing. And just I'd like to review for all of you what we're really looking at again, so that you're really clear as you go into your creation state, that state of, you know, creating something new, something from nothing, something from something that you already have. You know, what it takes. And you've mapped out your guide to unlimited wealth. So being able to maintain and amplify, really getting clear on what your mission is. And sometimes mission mastery, as we were talking, somebody on our previous call had really a desire to do artwork and was using massage to support that. And then you've got to be really in joy and owning the joy of doing massage, being able to have that gift to give to people and heal, help people to find their way to feel great in their body so that you can do your artwork without pressure. So that might be wonderful. One of the things that you want to look at as you're moving now into more confidence, and hopefully many of you have gotten your incomes up. If not, please be thinking about doing a second round of this. We'll be doing, you'll be wanting to look at your income. So whether you have streams of passive income, and you're going to want to be considering setting up a savings account, a retirement fund, owning your own home, maybe investment properties. And part of wealth, of course, is health and vitality. For me, it's vacations and spa time. Now vacations for everybody, but it's where we all do things differently. And then true wealth for me also includes love and relationships. So, so we want to be looking at all of these pieces, but especially the wealth growth factor up there, income streams of passive income, savings, retirement, home, and investment properties. And so when you're thinking about passive income, I want you to, not just be dependent on the money that you can create for perhaps by doing massage or by doing a specific task, but how can you also bring in additional income from maybe products that you sell, maybe. So let's be thinking about that, or rental properties, or so who has passive income? I do, actually. I sell products that we don't. I sell products that are sold on other websites. I have books that sell on Amazon. I have an app that sells on Apple and the Google Play. And so I have passive income coming from a variety of different places, as well as direct income, like for you coming to a class, or for me working one-to-one, or doing a retreat or workshop. So, so how many of you have at this point passive income, and what is your passive income? I know one of the things I've been thinking about for passive income is buying a couple rental properties in Marina or Salinas, somewhere where it's a decent neighborhood, where we can keep the property, maybe a single family home, or a small, like a duplex or a small fourplex or something like that, where we can keep it filled. So for all of you, does anybody so far? I haven't seen any passive income yet. So let me know. Let's see, B, Saval, Rosa, Trinity, Anneli, Jackie, and Adrienne. And Diane. And Diane has stock investments. Okay, and that can be passive income. So Diane, just out of curiosity, let's talk about that. Are you taking the, is it dividends? Are you taking the dividends so you're actually receiving it, or are you letting it just roll in and roll in? So does it just keep, you make money and it just keeps rolling in and adding to the base, the principal? Hey, do you see yourself? It's a big girl. Mommy and Adelia look kind of tired today, don't we? We had a big weekend. Yes, we did. We had all kinds of people who love us here. It was really nice. Rental property, and that's from Jim. Great. Angelique's passive income sounds utterly splendid. Takes abundance to begin with. Maybe. I think that you have to start. Honestly, I think, Angelique, that you start from where you're at. So for me, I don't know that it was exactly passive income, but I would have people come in, they'd book massage, and then I'd have essential oils and herbs that I would suggest that I'd mix oils for people and things like that. And I would just suggest, hey, this would be really good for you. And I'd supplement my income by anywhere from $800 to about $1,800 a month in sales, where it wasn't any kind of direct sale. It was actually at the end of a massage, saying they had talked about having a headache, and I have a headache oil that's peppermint and lavender that would really help. And I put it on them, and they say, "Do you want one of these? You can, I have them for sale." So, I mean, it can be something as simple as that. So it doesn't, I think it takes a belief in yourself that you can have passive income, and in your mind, knowing that you can have that kind of safety, security, groundedness, the right permission and ability to have both direct and passive income. And certainly, while I'm looking at, it's fascinating for me, but to be mommy, I think also it takes that no matter what kind of attitude, where Adelia's 3 months and we'll be putting in our name for another baby in a couple months. So she'll be just coming up on 6 months when we put our name in for another baby. And for me, my JV partnerships, where I've created some programs, I've said we're working those. And so we have 60 people who have lists that are sending something over Valentine's, and a program, and a little webinar and a program. So I think that you start with where you're at, and understand that I was a massage therapist for 17 years. So how I got 3 crooked fingers is by doing deep tissue and sports massage and labor and delivery massage, which is extremely hard on the hands and the fingers. And I didn't want to do that anymore. And you all know my story in the garden, but it was really a time to leave massage and do something that was user friendly. But just understand, if some of you are in a massage practice and you're like, I don't want to be here forever, or I love helping people and I want to do something even bigger, greater, or I want to earn money, or I want to have less. It's you having a vision that you can do it. And then I always felt like if there was a need, if you knew the exact amount, I would somehow manage to collect the money. So if I were buying something or needing something, like it's going to cost $20,000 or $10,000 for a down payment on a deposit on a little income property in Las Vegas. I know Las Vegas has areas that sell under 100,000, so that would be kind of and I would make it happen. So I'm going to say that it has more to do with your belief in yourself. Okay. Skincare. Excellent. And Trinity, I have a condo in Ann Arbor, and I lease it out, and and royalties, and stock dividends, and essential oil distributorship. Beautiful. So Trinity, you really understand about passive streams of income, and they don't have to be huge streams of income. I think my books sell all over, but it's a couple dollars a book. I mean, they sell for $40 and $50 a book, the big ones. But I don't get a lot from that because it goes to the publishers and Amazon and shipping and all of that. But I get something from it, So just know that it doesn't have to be something big to start with. Just that you have the possibility, and that you've given yourself the right permission and ability to have that happen. So anybody else? Trinity, you're an excellent example. That's great. And Jem has rental property, fantastic. And Adrian, just starting skincare products, that's fantastic. So all of that is really good. And I think, you can be clever and creative if you believe it. And so let's go back now to the chart, the clearing chart. So we just keep an eye on that. Bloodline, Lucifer stops, clan, soul contracts, evil spirit curses, satanic curses, karma, trauma, spirals, atheist thought forms, group mind, virus, curses, control energy, contracts, agreements, embedding, portals, hatred, resentment, anger, unforgiveness, blame, deception, crushed, disappointed, bitterness, down, embarrassed, frightened, irritated, jealous, lonely, overwhelmed, stressed, distressed, glee, sorrow, grief, desire. Crushed is on there twice. We can take that off. So there's grief and greed, frustration, and then we go to the spiritual interferences, reptoid, embedding, portal, seeds, satyrs, seeds, wormholes, embedding, reticulin B, mechanism, holographic insert, seeds, Ashtar, break-off command, implants and nanotechnology, draconian, embedding and permeations, iguana, embedding and seeds and implants. That belongs with iguana. Right. A chameleon, reptoid, permeations, mechanisms and nanotechnology, walk-ins, permeations, and snakes, wormholes. And while we're looking at this, folks, let me just check and see if any of you have walk-ins. 1, 2, 3. 3 of you have walk-ins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to clear 6 walk-ins right now. So I'm doing that because what I've discovered is if you have walk-ins, you're not getting your big clearings. I believe that we've done this on other calls. So we're just going to move that out of 3 of you that have walk-ins. And walk-ins, remember, you have to say, I'm ending the agreement, no longer in agreement to having you in my body, in my aura, in my field. So you're completely ending the agreement with the walk-in. And they've been sharing your body with you. So you're not going to share anymore. And they get in because you've invited them. That's where, for if you've taken the spiritual interference class, so sometimes walk-ins read as spirit guides. And so when they read as spirit guides, we're not knocking them out, right? We're just leaving them alone because they're helping you. But they're not helping you to manifest or create. They're helping you hold on to the body and maybe to think, maybe to make decisions. Okay, Trinity, I have a condo in Ann Arbor. Okay, so that's, okay, I read that one. Christy, I have rental property. Trinity, I'm active in my husband's business. He just received an unexpected bonus last Thursday out of the blue. He said, keep it, LOL, and thank you for the new wealth class. Oh, you're welcome, Trinity. And then she's asking if the ghosts are gone. I'll check that after I get the walk-ins out. Did actual ceremony, cleared agreements, and test that it's gone. Oh, fantastic. Ghosts. Trinity, I get no on ghosts. You don't have ghosts. I'm going to share with you what we're doing here. Yeah, you're welcome. Isn't it nice? And it's, you know, you have power over yourself. I think that's so exciting that you can, you know, actually move in and clear stuff for yourself once and for all. We're going through all of the different books that I've written. I've actually written 11, and we're having them all redone as physical books, so they won't just be ebooks. We're having editor and layout and design. So this will be the next one coming out, and it's come back to me in its you know, first review. So the book is almost 200 pages, Quantum Healing Secrets, and it has it's the new improved version. So it has a bunch of new material in it. So it's the expanded edition, they're calling it. The editor is calling it. And one by one, all the books I've written are getting processed through. So that's pretty exciting. And that is one of the streams of income that we're happy and excited about. That isn't lots of money, but it's nice to get the work already really cleaned up and looking very professional and out selling in different countries. So it's very wonderful for us. Okay, B, did I have a walk-in, please? Yeah, you did. I'm trying to get a feel of what they like with and without them. B, you did. So let me finish this up here. I'm clearing 3 of you with some walk-ins. So in a minute or two, let's just see here. Okay, right now, B, you don't have any walk-ins. And nobody else has any walk-ins right now. So that I've gotten the walk-ins out of everybody. And no ghosts. So for everybody on the call, there are no ghosts in and around people today. Margot started a clothing line. Oh, that's so exciting, Margot. Congratulations. That is really fantastic. Wanted to go through this since this is our final training in this round. How to sustain and amplify wealth, the interaction again, just to, I know you've got it down because you've been doing it for 21 days. Meditation, actively affirming the changes are happening, owning it, doing the clearings, time in reflection, and brainstorming. And by the way, I want to come back to this, owning it. All of these are so important. When you really look at, do I own my wealth? And am I creating mock-ups that conflict with each other? And so, one of the things that you want to do is create in such a way that your body is comfortable or mildly uncomfortable, but not to the point where it doesn't believe it and it's not going to follow through with it. So we want to really create our mock-ups and that future in a believable way. And then look at, are 2 of the mock-ups I'm working on right now, are they in conflict with each other? So you want to either reduce those to smaller mock-ups so they're not such a big result, or you want to put one to rest while you manifest one first. And so that might be, because we were just talking about this with one of our students, is I want to create a baby and I want to grow my wealth and earn greater amount of money. And you want to do it in a way that it's going to work. And so maybe you put all your attention and focus on, the baby thing or the wealth thing. So you really get that where it's a healthy conception, you get past the 4th month of pregnancy, and then start implementing the mock-up of the wealth, or maybe even later down the road. So, but you're spending enough time in reflection that you're understanding yourself. And there was another one. There was I'm bringing in more clients as a massage therapist, and then I'm busy for a couple days, and then I'm exhausted, and I have to go home and kind of mellow out for a few days, and then I have to get the momentum going again. And one of the things we talked about was, first of all, having the permission to. It's okay, Hannah. Having the permission to create in vitality. And then also, and really being able to look at what that is for you. What is taking care of yourself when you have more clients? How is that? Do you need to go walk in nature? Do you need to ground yourself before and after you come home from work? I mean, what's going to keep you in your joy body, in your happiness, and really help you? Because mock-up shouldn't just be creating more clients and more money. It should be in joy and vitality. It should be, I feel relaxed and confident. I feel energized and vital. I feel like I'm contributing in a big way, and it excites me. And and so if you're depleted, there's something that's missing in your mock-up, and or it's missing in your outer action, in what you're doing, uh, in your contemplation. So, and it's perfect. I mean, in this 21 days, you're going to go, wow, I got my numbers up, and then I was exhausted. So, what part did you miss? Did you miss the vibrancy, the vitality? Did you miss actually having time with friends? How many of you have done the Balance book and the little program and gotten started on that? The Balance Your Life Now wheel is really great because part of being balanced is having time with friends and family. And part of being balanced is having money in the bank and having a career that you like and having exercise and recreation, eating well. And so if some of those things are off, you could feel depleted, and that would detract from your joy in manifesting. And maybe you go, well, I tried that manifesting and I get depleted and I come home and I gave up on it because I was depleted, rather than just going to the, what does it take? What does it take to get to the other side? A couple of you are like in private massage practices, and I had recommended on the phone call, and I'll recommend it here too. If you want to book yourself solid and that's something that you haven't been able to do, there is an older book, it's probably 10 or 15 years old, called Book Yourself Solid. And it's by Michael Port, who's the author. And I recommend the book. I don't recommend all of his books, but that particular one was where I started years ago, when I wanted to get the numbers up so that my income was up and I had money to spend. Actually, doing that helped me to create my first product, the definitive guide that you're listening to, the mock-up meditation. That was my first product. So I did the definitive guide to meditation, to powerfully generating your abundant life. So the main mock-up that you used, the mock-up meditation you used the first 9 days, that I did out of doing that book, Book Yourself Solid. I earned enough money to go into a recording studio, have an artist work on the cover design. It was a big deal. We recorded, I recorded 6 beautiful meditations that were an hour long in a recording studio. And for me, that was a huge, huge leap, you know? So, so for those of you who are at that beginning, building your practice, in addition to mock-ups and the meditations, it gives you just a whole heck of a lot of practical ideas about how practices are built and how, mindset, getting your mindset in the right place. So that, I just recommend that. Book Yourself Solid. Also, you could put I'm booked solid on the top of your computer, if that's your goal, and on your mirror and in your kitchen refrigerator, I'm booked solid, and somewhere where you see it quite often. And so that's a goal of mine. I want to be booked solid. It might not be a goal of yours. I know for me, I don't want to be booked more than 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, because I am also very interested in mommy time. And so for me, it's some, my manifesting and the way I want to create will be different than somebody who's wanting to, dig in and really like establish themselves on a greater wealth level, and you haven't yet. And I was listening to somebody talk, and it was really interesting, and it was a lecture. Creating the first 100,000 is very hard, but when you're creating in the 100,000 to 500,000, it gets quite a bit easier. When you're creating from the 500,000 to a couple million, It's actually much easier. And I think that the reason that they're saying that is because you have money to work with, and when you're under 100,000 in income, it's harder to create because you have to be creative to create, right? You have to like, can I do this? Can I make this work? How can I bring this in? How can I rob Peter to pay Paul? And there's some of that going on. So one of all of your goals should be to be creating over the next year to raise your income over 100,000, and whatever that means for you. If you're going to be creating some products, or you're going to be buying some rental property, or you're going to be, attaining a fantastic job in a corporation, or you're going to create, yeah. So anyway, that's my little lecture on creation there. We'll go back to the clearing chart, and I see many of you have made comments, which is very exciting. So I will move us back into the clearing chart. Okay, John said, I have been so blocked in taking this class. Is there something unusual that you see? This is the first class I have been able to attend. Thank you. Oh, I didn't even recognize you as a student in the class, John. Let me look at that for you. So I'm taking a peek right now. So right permission and ability. You know what I'm thinking is spiritual interferences. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to take a look for you, John. Let's see. It feels like spiritual interferences, but I'm going to just go through all the pages. So grab a pen and I'll map it out for you. Bloodline, soul contracts, trauma, spiral, atheist thought form, group mind virus, control energy, contracts. Okay, so that's the first listing. The second, seeds, embedding, portals, resentment, unforgiveness, blame, deception, disappointment, bitterness, sorrow, embarrassed, frightened, irritated, jealous, sorrow, fear, crushed, blame, frustration, resentment, shame, reptoid, embedding, seeds, reticulin B, mechanisms, seeds, DNA splicing, Ashtar breakoff command, DNA splicing, draconian, embedding, chameleon reptoid, permeation, embedding, nanotechnology. Okay, John, that's your list. Right permission and ability to be free to create and clear wealth, dynamic wealth, and then removing domination, suppression, and control. And then everything that I've listed for you. I think you're going to find that really helpful if you clear the whole kit and caboodle. Okay, B, you're welcome. I'll have to be persistent. Yes, Jackie had extra unexpected income, both myself and partner this month. Yay! Trinity shared the balance book, not completed. Started. Okay, good. Christy started it. Great. Balance wheel. Where can I access it? It's in your member site. Angelise, congratulations on a possible brother for your little goddess. Can you say just a bit about how this works through the same attorney for those of us who are longing may lead them to its way of a loving child? Sure. Trinity, wondering how much is clear, and 81% is cleared. And yes, Angelise, I'd be happy to share. Jan, I've been doing e-commerce, mainly eBay, in the last 2 months, and the income has almost totally dried up. Would you please check and see what's blocking me? Let's see. Okay. Trauma, spiral, atheist thought form, group mind virus, agreements, embedding, portals, auditory skies, resentment, anger, unforgiveness, greed, deception, disappointment, sorrow, bitterness, embarrassed, hurt, okay, and then I'm going to jump to, I'm not going to do all of that. I'm going to jump to the interferences to see if there's any. Reptoid, embedding, portals, mechanisms, zeta, portal, seeds, reticulin B, holographic inserts, seeds, DNA splicing. Chameleon reptoid, permeation, mechanism, nanotechnology, ghost, permeations, walk-ins, permeations, snakes, wormholes. Okay, so that is Jan. That's for Jan. And John, you're welcome. I already felt a shift. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, John. John, I'd love to see you come through another live class. So I'm excited for you to get the shifts. So do the clearings. Recycle through this. So you go through all of these in a 21-day period. If you were unsuccessful in doing this in 21 days, please, every student, I'd like to see you do this in 21 days. So you can do the replays. You can start tomorrow on day 1. Quite frustrating. Yeah. I think, let's talk about that, the right permission and ability to be disciplined. I mean, we've done some discipline clearings, right? So, and today we're doing that yet again. And Grayson needs to be able to create. And I think you just want to keep working on what's in the way of you standing for yourself and giving yourself this amazing life. And then I want to talk to you for a minute or two about the adoption process, since I was asked. Dahlia's, she's going to be a little restless for a couple days after so much activity for 3 days. So she'll be making some noise over there, but she's sleeping. The adoption process for me, it's interesting because you can do surrogate or you can do adoption, and surrogacy is somewhere between 130,000 and 190,000, and it's about a year and a half process, the surrogate child. And then adoption, you can go through an adoption agency or you can go through an adoption lawyer. I Googled adoption lawyer in California. I just searched and I got, and you're certainly welcome to, if you're in California and you want to use them, I'm happy to make a referral to you so you know who they are. But I just pulled it up, lawyer, adoption lawyer, domestic, and they were wonderful. And I can't say that they were always wonderful, and they're lawyers, so they don't think the way I think. And so I know that they learned a lot from working with a woman like me, because adoption would have fallen through had it not been a person like me holding it together. This was not the lawyers holding it together, believe me. 1 in 4 adoptions actually falls through. So the mother changes her mind, the birth mother changes her mind at birth, or during the process, or something happens on the birth mother's end, because actually, truth be told too, parents get a baby and it's a difficult baby, or there was something that they didn't expect and they can't handle it, and they send the baby back through the adoption agency. That happens too, or the child. So knowing that, now I know that because I had one fail this summer and it was so hard on me. Now I know you get attached, but you've got to keep some level of neutrality going while you're in the process, because 27% of adoptions fail in the US. That's a pretty high number. And then when you're going through a lawyer, it's much different than an adoption agency. Adoption agency takes up to 4 years for an adoption, where a lawyer, it's 4 to 14 months. At least that was my lawyer. 4 to 14 months is their normal turnaround. And you are going to make a profile of yourself. You're going to get pictures taken. They ask for a couple hundred pictures of you doing daily activities and being active and with your friends and stuff. And they put together, they don't use all the pictures, they take 10 or 15 out that they like, and they make a profile of you and a brochure. And then you make a little video of yourself saying, why you want a child. You write a love letter to the mother, telling her how much you appreciate her and how the child will be raised. And then if you're doing the way I'm doing, the choice is only open adoption. With the domestic legal, this is open adoption. But it doesn't mean that you have the mother moving in with you or something like that. It just means that you're going to be creating the relationship with the birth mother. For this birth mother, Adalia will probably want to meet her at some point, and she'll be able to. And so that's essentially what we've done. And I provide her pictures of Adalia growing up and little messages when she makes some kind of a leap. And those go into a share file, so we're not directly communicating anymore. It just goes into a share file. So that's how I'm doing my creation. And I did a lot of research on surrogacy, and that certainly is an option for people. It's a big expense, surrogacy. I'd already gone through fertility treatments and had 13 miscarriages with fertility treatments, and spent thousands and thousands of dollars on that. And I was really ready to say, I want children, and I don't want to wait anymore, and I'm so ready, and it's now. I think the other thing is to just know that you clear the right permission and ability. You clear whatever problems you've had in the past. Like I gave birth to 3 children that actually I gave birth to them. I was cursed in another life by the man I married in this life and in another life, that he would come back and have, you know, his way with me and have a bunch of kids with me. And sure enough, he did. And the kids that I had with him don't look like me. They look exactly like him. They're his kids. And I have almost no, I didn't have any history with those children, like karma or things to complete. So I lost custody of them. It was very traumatic because I didn't understand everything back then. But just know that you have to clear that. You have to clear the gunk if you want to create something new. And then the other thing I was doing, which is I bought a bunch of books on adoption and understanding how children feel that are adopted so that I could get a perspective. I took some classes on if you're different colors, if you're a different color skin than your children. You know, there's like a class that you get certified on how to handle that in the grocery store and at church and the stupid things people say. I read books on emotions, on raising an emotionally intelligent child. I read emotional intelligence. I read another book on love and attachment theory. So I prepared myself, and then as I read the books, I could see, oh, this was a problem for me. I'd like to clear this. So I was creating clearings for myself as I was going through. And I think that that's so fantastic also, whether it's an adoption or you're getting pregnant. It's funny because people who are adoptive parents feel that it's a calling, that they're meant to be parents, and this is how they're going to do it. And I think people who really have to work at getting pregnant and having a full pregnancy, full gestation, they also feel like it's a calling. They've tried very hard and they really want the child. Where many other people, it just is something that just happens to them. And so it becomes, you know, it's a job. It's something I have to do. Or it's something that happened to me. But I love the idea of thinking about raising children as a calling, as a higher spiritual endeavor. So that for me is what I'm doing. And we'll put in our name and then we'll have to just let them decide. They did tell me that they usually make you wait a year. I'm going to do it in 6 months. And the reason I'm doing it in 6 months is I was approved for twins. And I'm going to tell them that, look, I was approved for twins and I want to raise 2 kids close together. And so if they thumbs up me, then great. And if not, then we'll be patient and we'll put our name in October and get everything lined up to submit in October when Adelia's birthday is October 9th. So that's a quick version for anyone who's thinking about it. The cutoff age in the US is 59. You have to be 59 or younger going through a lawyer. You have to be under 50 going through an adoption agency, and most adoption agencies it's 45. So there's different rules in different areas. For international adoption as opposed to domestic, I believe you have to be under 40 to adopt international. And then you're going to be adopting in many of the third world countries, you're only going to be able to adopt children that are very, I don't know what to say, but they have a lot of handicaps. So they have a lot of DNA, a lot of genetic disorders rather. Okay, so that's the story on that. Let's take a look at where we're at with the chart. %. Good, we should be able to get through this today. Okay, and then on keeping your commitment, I believe, Jem, that you will probably be able to do that, but I'd like you to notice that if that's your pattern, because if the right permission and ability to do something for 21 days, and the day that you start losing momentum is the day you need to start pumping, because it's probably that way in every aspect of your life, where you lose your momentum to follow through for yourself and create a miracle. And this is what it is, Jem. It's you really maintaining your momentum to create a miracle for yourself. B, there's no other charts coming. No, I mean, the charts that I use are the charts that come out of different classes. For example, 100% clear, spiritual interferences, anchors, and we give those charts out in classes. So these are the charts, and I gave you a whole bunch of extra charts for clearing wealth issues. But you can take those classes, and that's where those charts come from. Having a block to closing a loan on a new home. Do I need to clear something? And that's Margot. And Angelis, thank you so much for the information, full of fact and heart. Wisdom, I appreciate you. And Adalia, so lucky. And is an inspiration to put our first through the illusion of age. Yeah, fist, yes, exactly. I know there's age prejudice. I'm 59, and I fully believe that I am living at least 60 to many, many more than 60 years. I've tested that many times. There's no reason not to adopt a bunch of kids if I want to. And if a husband comes in, we probably will, because I love kids. But certainly 2 kids if I'm doing it on my own. Okay, let's see. On the house, bloodline, soul contract, evil spirit curse, trauma, spiral, atheist thought form, group mind virus, control energy, contracts, agreements, seeds, embedding, portals, wormholes, auditory scions, nanotechnology. By the way, I think this is a really interesting conversation to have. The conversation of how badly and how much do you want it? And I think when I look at how I'm creating my life, I think that, when you talk about being able to follow through for 7 days, or being able to have that vision and no matter what, and then pull in the people who support you to do that. Something shifted for me. I want to share with you because it's really, really important. In the last few weeks, we've noticed who welcomes us with love, welcomes us with open arms, with love, with tenderness, with kindness. And those are the only people who are getting into our world. And so I did an event, the baptism for Adalia yesterday, and I told people, well, we don't know a lot of people here, so it's going to be a little intimate event. But if you want to come, it's just for people who love and cherish us, and we're celebrating, her baptism. And I think I invited about 30 people, thinking we'd have about 10 or 12 people. And I think we had about 35 people because some people brought their families, which was unexpected. And everybody who showed up had this very sweet energy. And I've gotten kind of like, I'm not going to fight the energy. This is wine country. People want wine. So there were 4 bottles that people had left when I'd done other events of wine. I just set them on the table with 3 bottles of Martinelli's, and then we had homemade lemonade. Everybody went for the lemonade, the coffee, and the tea. Nobody touched the wine. It was like a love fest. And we had music, and one of the participants, who was a student, sang she wrote a song for Adalia. And it was totally a love fest for Adalia, but everybody was like, this is amazing. This is so amazing. And the frequency of the event was so different than any other frequency of event I ever gave. I still got a little stressed out getting prepped for the class, or not for the class, for the party, just putting the food out. I got a little stressed out for about an hour, and I'm going to work on that, clearing the right permission and ability to be relaxed and have it my way. But I want you to think about what you're creating, what you're giving yourself the right and permission to create. And it's amazing how children kind of straighten your course out. And I think with the house, with the car that I got a new Volvo CX60. It's a wonderful crossover for the children. And it's delightful, handles great. And the house and the business and it's kind of the no matter what. I was looking at, well, college funds have to be created, and I was thinking maybe we'd be buying an investment property for each of the kids, so there'd be something that they'd have when they got to college age or graduated from college that they could have as passive income or sell and use for their house that they buy or whatever. So there's stuff that I need a higher level of income for that I'm looking at. And I noticed that having the child factor for me is stimulating how good or how much can I give to myself. So I want you to be looking at where your emotional triggers of permission are. And it'd be so amazing. And I think that dropping the thing I did yesterday about, I just was like, no, I'm not going to cry this grief cry about I got past my mother's curse. I'm past my mother's curse. I'm going to stay in bliss. And then that gives me permission to then in my body own my body even more when I'm not fighting against something, when I'm just staying in that joy space. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my mind. It's like, okay, I got to that point where I don't have to grieve that I did this. This is done. This is accomplished. I'm standing in my joy, my happiness, and my relationship with my daughter. We're 98% clear. We're going to need 4 more minutes of pumping. We have some videos to play. I will continue to answer questions in the chat box. Let me do announcements real quickly, and then we'll just class announcements. So what's coming up? Let's see. Oh, I don't know where this came from. This is not what we were supposed to look at. So, okay, I don't know. We have a lot of classes coming up. I'll just say it that way. You're going to see the videos. We have Karma Clearing, brand new class, 7 Stages of Love. We have Unlimited Love. I believe that's this Saturday. It's coming up real soon. It's a free community call. Please invite your friends. We want everybody on this call. We had 1,700 people on the call 2 years ago. I'd love to repeat that. Vision, See Clearly, bladder, healthy bladder, clearing female infections. I Am Loved. This month is a month of amazing fall in love with yourself and raise your frequency to a higher frequency. So please join us. Keep pumping for 4 minutes. I'm going to be lasting with you and answering questions. And I love you. God bless you. Remember, I am creating a new wealth program, just so you know. So this is the last round we're doing of this. You'll have access to this indefinitely. And you, as our completion class, will have an invitation to come into the new class when it's up, which may be later in the year, to come into the brand new class at the graduate prices. So I just want you to know that that's what's happening. So we've got a new program started. Yay! And this program was so big. This program took me a year to create. So I wouldn't say that it's going to come real fast, but I've started the new program, and the next time I teach it, we'll be teaching a new program. I love you guys. Bye-bye. And keep pumping.